Okay, so it's September 9th, 2023. Just want to share several stories about this restaurant that I go to. I go there early in the morning, once a week, maybe every other week. And when I go there, almost every time something strange or something negative happens. People harassing me, people pulling up, staring at me. So, and I caught this dude this morning. It's being really weird. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this video, and I have several other stories I want to share about this place. So this is him right here, across the street, wearing a blue sweatshirt. Right here. You see him? This is literally 3 minutes later. He crossed the street.
Better not say nothing to me. Get away.
Walking up to me saying something.
Away.
Walking up to me saying weird stuff. It's kind of hard to hear what he was saying, but yeah, I got annoyed with him because the previous night I went out. Before going out, I looked outside and I saw this van, this white van, this outside my apartment building. So I didn't even put on a body cam. I went out and some asshole was going through the trash. And I thought that was weird. So I went to the store. When I came back, this asshole was still around. He had a piece of paper in his hand and he was asking me for directions. I just shook my head, like as if to say I'm not gonna help you, and just walked away. Then the next morning, I get this asshole harassing me, saying some strange stuff to me. So, but anyway, I just want to talk about this restaurant I go to sometimes. Like I said, I go there in the morning, and almost every time something strange happens. I've been followed, I've been harassed right outside that restaurant. The people at the restaurant, they're not too bad to me, they're not disrespectful. Doesn't seem like they're targeting me, but here's the conversation that I overheard, and this was about 6 months ago. So when I first began going there, the first 2 times they were kind of quiet. The first few weeks, let's put it that way, they were kind of quiet. I did see, several cops, driving by, I thought that was kind of strange. And then the second week or the third week, I remember going in and I overheard a really strange conversation. So when I went in, I heard someone say, "Oh, he's being targeted by the government." Ha 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 ha. It was a female. I looked around and I couldn't see the person who said those words. I wanted to see, who was saying those words, but I couldn't spot the person. So I knew something was going on. I knew I was being tracked and targeted. So when I go there, I'm not harassed. No one's staring at me. When I get there, I place the order. I don't call. I place the order over there at the restaurant. And then right before I get my food, or when I get my food, that's when the staring, the harassment, that's when it starts. So This asshole right here, he walked by, and about 15-20 seconds later, the woman came out to give me my food. So she came out outside to give me my food. But when I get there, nobody's bothering me, nobody's harassing me. When it's time to leave, that's when it starts. So I know it's not the phone. I believe it's something that's going on at that restaurant. I think they're telling on me, to be honest. So, and I even asked her, you know, I said, almost every time I come here, I get harassed. I wonder what's going on. And she said something like, well, we get harassed too. We have these people that are familiar to us, and we get harassed by them. We call the police, and they either don't come or they don't do anything. So what's the point of having cops if they don't do their jobs? Just saying. That's what she told me today, because I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up because when I was placing the order, I saw her on the phone texting. She was calling somebody, and then she began texting someone. And I was placing the order with another female. So I just want to talk about a few assholes that would pull up, and stare at me. And they would do it right across the street. Right when I'm about to get the food, somebody would pull up, they'll roll the windows down, and they'll stare for a good 7-8 seconds. In fact, one of them looked like one of these white vans right here. Asshole had his window rolled down, and he stared for about good 7-8 seconds. Another asshole, it was raining. He pulled up, tinted windows, pulled the window down halfway, stared at me for about 5 seconds, then pulled the window back up. So these two cultists, okay, I want to talk about another cultist. So when I placed the order, I would walk outside, and let's say I'll go for a walk. I don't want to get too specific. So let's just say I'll go for a 5-10 minute walk to have them prepare food. When I came back that day, I saw this one cultist. He was walking towards me, and as he passed me, I knew something was strange about him. So I looked over my shoulder, and I saw him turning around, and that's when he began, following me from behind. I stopped to observe him, and that's when I saw him going into the restaurant where I placed the food at. He was with the dog. He went into the restaurant. Literally 10 seconds later, he came out of that restaurant, began walking towards me again. That's when he disappeared. Okay, there's one thing I forgot to mention, and this was today. Before I saw this asshole, I want to say a few minutes prior. You know what? It was when I placed the order and I walked outside to go for a walk. I saw this one asshole with a dog. He was standing right outside the restaurant looking at me and looking in my direction. That's when he, literally 10-15 seconds later, he disappeared. So that's one thing I forgot to mention that happened earlier today. This happened today, September 9th. Okay, this is a very interesting one. And this happened, I want to say a few months ago, 2, 3 months ago. So I went into the restaurant, I placed the order, and that day I came back. I went for a walk. Let's say I went for a walk, 5 minutes. I came back. I sat down into one of those chairs. They have chairs right outside the restaurant. And about a minute later, some asshole walked out of the restaurant, sat right next to me, and then said, "There you are." I look over, and I'm thinking, is this guy talking to me, or is he on the phone talking to somebody? I didn't see a phone in his hand. I didn't see any type of electronic device. So I got up, and I said, "There's another weirdo gang stalker." That's when we almost got into a fight. But there's a weirdo wearing flip-flops. So probably would not have ended well for him. But I didn't want to fight right outside the restaurant and getting into trouble. So I just stood there. I observed him for a minute or two, and that's when he ended up walking away. I might have that video still, but that was a gang stalker making strange comments. Being a stalker pretty much. This I believe is a gang stalker too. Was walking on the opposite side of the street, then crossed the street. 3 minutes later, he's making strange comments to me. So, and it's the same restaurant. I think for the past 6 months, I haven't experienced anything one time, and this was last week. Surprisingly, I went there, and I went there earlier, um, and it was mostly quiet. That one time that I remember, nothing happened. So what I believe is happening, they're not tracking my phone. I made sure of that when I go there to this particular restaurant. They're not listening to my conversations. I don't order with my phone. I order at that place when I get there. So I truly believe that they're telling on me. Someone went in, told lies on me. Smeared my name, and when I get there, one of these assholes at the restaurant calls, one of these criminals, and that's when gang stalkers start showing up, staring at me and harassing me. That's what I truly believe is happening. Almost every time I go there, this place, someone's staring or harassing me or following me around. So I'm almost certain I'm being, targeted. Especially, when you go to a place and some weirdo inside the restaurant says, "Oh, he's being targeted by the government." Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. That I'll never forget. I think that's all I wanted to share, pretty much. But I'm gonna be posting more of these videos.